Hello, welcome to Lukmans. Thanks so much for tuning to my channel. I'm so grateful for your desire you have to study maths with me. Today we have a nice trigonometric. We have 4 minus 4 multiplied by cos square of x is equal to 4 sin x minus 1. You have to solve the value for x where x would range between 0 degrees to 360 degrees. Now, to solve this, it has 4 steps which I'm going to take you through, ensure that you follow the step up to the last step. For those who are new, kindly consider to support me by subscribing, commenting, and sharing this video with the other mathematicians. Step number 1 is to make use of this identity. Sin squared x plus cos squared x is equal to 1. Now, from the given equation here, you have cos squared of x, meaning that we can subtract sin squared of x, both the signs, so that on the right hand side we shall have 1 minus sin squared of x, this one being equal to cos squared of x. Now, in this part here, as you can clearly see, we have 4 as common, so we can factorize 4 so that we will be left with 1 minus 1 minus 1 cos square of x being equal to 4 sin x minus 1. Now, you can clearly see that from here we have cos squared of x being equal to 1 minus sin squared of x from this identity. So instead of 1 minus 1 cos squared of x, which is the same as 1 minus cos squared of x, this one being equal to 4 sin x minus 1. Here we are going to substitute 1 minus cos squared of x with sin squared of x. So we shall have 4 multiplied by sin squared of x being equal to 4 sin x minus 1. Now, taking whatever is on the right hand side to the left, we shall have 4 sin squared of x minus 4 sin x plus 1, which is equal to 0. When you take negative to the left, it becomes positive. This positive to the left, it becomes negative. Now, step number 2, we notice that this is a quadratic equation in the form of sine squared and the sine. So it is a quadratic equation which we are going to transform as follows. We shall let sine of x to be equal to u. So substituting the value of sine with u, here we have sine squared. So we shall have u squared multiplied by 4, which is 4u squared, minus 4u, which is sine u. And this is a quadratic equation. So we factorize this quadratic equation. The product is 4 times 1, which is 4. And the sum is negative 4. So two numbers, which when you multiply, you obtain positive 4. And when you add them, you obtain negative 4. It is negative 2 and negative 2. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 2, the answer is positive 4. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4. So 4u squared minus 2u plus 1 is equal to 0. Notice that when you are factorizing, the value at the middle, it is split into these two factors. We factorize by pairing. In the first two, we have 2u being common. 4u squared divided by 2u is 2u. Negative 2u divided by 2u is negative 1. And in the last part, we have -1 as common. -2u divided by -1, it is 2u. +1 divided by -1 is -1. This is equal to 0. You can clearly see that 2u minus 1 is common. And this part, when you factorize 2u minus 1, we are left with 2u minus 1. This is equal to 0. Meaning that 2u minus 1 is equal to 0, or 2u minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is a square quadratic. So 2u is equal to 1. Taking negative to the left, it is 0 plus 1. Now we divide by 2, so u is equal to half. Or even this other case, 2u is equal to 1, u is equal to half. Now we remember our substitution. We let our u to be equal to sine of x. So our u is equal to sine of x, and we have found that u is a half, so sine of x is equal to half. So we take sine inverse both the signs. Sine inverse of sine is x, and then we take sine inverse of half. Now from the calculator, sine inverse of half is 30 degrees. We note that sine is positive in the first quadrant and in the second quadrant. And from the given condition, the values of x were supposed to range between 0 and 360. Now, we have obtained that one of the value of x is equal to 30 degrees. So, to obtain the other value of x, which is positive here, it is 180 minus this acute angle of 30 degrees, which will give you 150 degrees. So, from the given equation, 4 minus 4 cos squared of x, which is equal to sine 4 sine of x minus 1, we find out that the value of x is equal to 30 degrees or 150 degrees. You can verify by plugging the value of x here in this part, then you square, and also the value of x here, then you square, and you are going to find out that the left hand side will be equal to the right hand side. So, work for you, plug the value of x here as 30 degrees, and on the right hand side as 30 degrees, and also as 150 degrees, and on the left hand side as 150 degrees, and verify. Thanks so much for taking your time to study with me. Remember to follow those 4 steps. Step number 1, use this identity of sine squared x plus cos squared x is equal to 1, and also make it a quadratic equation, then solve the quadratic equation, and finally find the values of the angle of x in the range given, the range of 0 degrees to 360 degrees. Bye bye, see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.